Hey everyone, fantastic to be here. Thank you, Alan and Lorenzo, for having us, and congratulations on a very successful first day at Qubits. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you to Flutter, the US-based global sports entertainment technology company. And I also wanted to touch on our approach to emerging technology and finish with a view of our exploration into hybrid computing so far. It does work, excellent. Flutter is the world's leading online sports betting and iGaming operator. Our ambition is to leverage our significant size and our challenger mindset to change our industry for the better. By changing the game, we believe we can deliver both long-term growth whilst promoting a positive, sustainable future for all our stakeholders. And we're well placed to do so through our distinctive global competitive advantage of the Flutter Edge, which this is giving our brands access to the entire group, a whole group-wide benefit to help us stay ahead of the competition. Flutter operates a very diverse portfolio of leading online sports betting and iGaming brands. This includes the likes of FanDuel and PokerStars here in the States, Paddy Power back in the UK, and Sportsbet all the way over in Australia. FanDuel, Flutter's largest brand, leads the US online sports betting and iGaming market, holding a share of US sportsbook gross gaming revenue of 43% and a net share of 49%. It currently provides its online sportsbook in 24 states. FanDuel's success, which has been driven by its best-in-class pricing and superior product offering, has been bolstered by $10 billion of investment since 2018 in sportsbook generosity and marketing. This is alongside that Flutter Edge, enabling FanDuel to unlock the group's strong heritage in product innovation and its well-invested, scalable technology platforms. This puts us in an excellent position to continue to win in the US. I work in the emerging technology team at Flutter, where we focus on supporting innovation across our brands by helping the business to apply novel thinking and technology. Our approach breaks down into two questions. What are the macro trends and technologies which will significantly alter the next decade? And knowing this, what can we do today to help our business to continue to be successful long-term? In our efforts to answer these two key questions, we often start with an analysis of our current tech capabilities for inefficiencies and gaps, which provides the problem or opportunity statement and benchmark data. This stimulus is then funneled into trend and technology research to form hypotheses of what our future tech capabilities could be. This is then followed by a series of experiments, often in partnership with others, to test if we are correct. Like with any large organization, once we identify an opportunity for innovation, we face the typical barriers. Where do we even begin? How do we experiment without jeopardizing the core business? And how do we prove something works without investing a fortune? Furthermore, our brands are growing so fast, and there are always competing priorities, and any innovation business case needs to be absolutely bulletproof. Our exploration into hybrid computing began with a core problem to solve. We currently average over 13 million price updates per day using state-of-the-art machine learning models. However, the world is becoming more complex. The amount of data available to compute and make these predictions with is only increasing. As our customer base swells and our competition strengthens, we need to be constantly improving our event prediction models. Pricing is the core of our business. It is something which we have aimed to improve around 5% each year just to remain competitive. Our teams have previously experimented with GPUs, and whilst they could compute more complex matches, at the time we couldn't get the latency down to production requirements. Starting with the end in mind, last summer, we turned to hybrid computing to explore the current state of the technology. We looked across the quantum industry to understand how the technology works, who the leading players are, and when an advantage might be obtained in production. As a slight tangent, a large part of the emerging technology team's role is running AlphaHub, Flutter's startup partnership program. This is how we find companies working at the cutting edge and bring them into a collaborative relationship with the Flutter group. To that end, we started this project by attending conferences, finding and speaking to anyone in the wider quantum industry that would listen. We quickly developed a web of external collaborators from research teams such as Imperial College's QML team to leading quantum computing companies, including D-Wave. Given that our brands are operating at such pace, delivering on demanding roadmaps that follow the sporting calendar, Any significant investment of resource needs to be data-backed and proven to work. This is the same in many organizations and often leads to companies getting stuck in iterative innovation and struggling to take a bet on anything too disruptive. Whilst all our product teams are constantly iterating on customer feedback and running small experiments that consistently improve our product, we have pockets across the organization that pick problems to the right of really hard, but just left of impossible. These lean teams are not involved in product delivery and so don't distract the core business from continuing to execute with excellence. These teams work with us to run a proof of technology project, which teaches the organization how the technology works and what results we could expect in production. Regardless on if the project works or fails, we make sure we package up all our learnings and findings to share with the wider group and avoid duplication. A brand is then able to complement a customer-facing pilot or POC business case with these experimental results and insight from the proof of technology project and lower risk. The trick which makes all these proof of technology projects so successful is also what helps us overcome that third barrier of wasting resources. Whilst many organizations are running something similar to a proof of technology project at the side of a desk, we prefer to collaborate and co-create. We call this approach coordinated L&D, and it involves people volunteering their time to explore a novel concept or technology together. Having been pioneers in our industry, Flutter is fortunate to have developed world-leading data science and technology development capabilities. Where we lack expertise, we look externally to the startups, research groups, and adjacent industries who are already at the cutting edge in order to accelerate our learning. The final ingredient to these proof of technology projects is our internal community of talented, agile delivery leads. Together, we've developed a series of frameworks for setting these projects up that minimize both the planning burden and as well as the amount of work required to deliver each learning outcome. As mentioned earlier, we started this project by going to the wider quantum industry, and finding like-minded organizations that wanted to partner with us and collaborate. We ended up forming a team of 40 internal experts and advisors from across our brands, a handful of quantum companies, and 3 bright physicists from Imperial College and Trinity College universities. During this project, harnessing the very diverse range of backgrounds and skills within the team, we were successful in using a basic model and D-Wave's Anila to predict a domestic soccer cup that kicked off this year's season. However, as you can see from the Chimera graph, when we built a quantum native version of the application, we found that we couldn't yet fit even just the first couple of steps of this basic model onto the QPU. Learning from these results, whilst the technology is not quite yet production ready for prediction use cases, I was certainly pleasantly surprised at the optimization results and just at how advanced the current state of hybrid computing is. We've seen but a glimpse of what the future will hold, what the future will soon hold. And I'm sure that as we continue to experiment and further organizations' understanding, we'll find a range of problems that we can use this technology to solve at scale today. I would like to take this opportunity to thank D-Wave, especially David, Axel, Mayowa, Stuart, and Jameson, who consistently went above and beyond to support our research, inform our leadership, and quickly upskill our teams. Over the past few minutes, you've met Flutter, the US-based global sports and entertainment technology company. You've learned about how we approach our emerging technology, but still face the classic innovation barriers of where to start, how to avoid negatively impacting the core business, and how to minimize waste. Hopefully, you've also garnered some useful insight that you can take forward to your organizations, especially in your exploration of hybrid computing with D-Wave by focusing on core business problems, not the technology, and collaborating with a range of external companies to help shape your research. By focusing on a proof technology project that can deliver sufficient data to inform future investment into customer-facing proof of concept. And through approaching this early stage of innovation as a learning opportunity, coordinating experts from across your organization to spend their L&D time building out the proof of technology project, adopting a series of agile tools to make sure we only build the minimum required to achieve the desired learning outcome. As Professor Anne Lhuillier touched on at the recent opening ceremony of the International Year of Quantum, quantum mechanics drove a significant portion of progress over the past 100 years. Now, as companies are obtaining an advantage in production with D-Wave, with hybrid computing, quantum mechanics will again accelerate the rate of progress, and I could not be more excited for what is to come. I don't know what we will discover next or which application within our business will be possible when, but I do know the future of quantum is now, and we will continue to explore overcoming our innovation barriers to further hone the Flutter edge. Thank you.